Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here or if this is the very first video of mine that you're watching, welcome to my channel. My name is Christina Clark. I am 20 years old and I am a junior at Liberty University. Today's video is a part 2 to my things I wish I knew before attending Liberty University video. You guys really loved the first part, and so it was no question that y'all wanted a part 2. And I have a bunch of information and a bunch of things that I wish I knew before, so it is my privilege.
Am I like that?
No, but so it's my privilege, it's my honor to make this video, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Wow, I still have my sunglasses on. I had school today. She was a little bright. Anyways, you didn't ask for that information. So like I said, this is part 2 to the first video, the things that I wish I knew before coming to Liberty. So if you haven't seen part 1, stop, watch that video, then come back to this video because you may be wanting to know some things that I already mentioned before. So I have 10 things that I want to talk about that I want to share in this part 2. I do have more than this, so if you want a part 3, let me know. I would love to make it. I love making videos and I want to make videos that you guys actually want to see. Again, I have to disclaim this, that even though these are things that I wish I would have known, I would still 100% pick Liberty as a school that I transferred to. There's no regrets transferring to Liberty, and even if you would have told me these things back then, it wouldn't have placed any doubts in my head or anything like that. I wouldn't have changed anything about what I did. I love where I am. So I have my computer down here, so that's what I'm going to be looking. That's the thesis. The first thing that I wish I knew before coming to Liberty is that there's actually someone who is always praying over Liberty's campus. Like, they have a designated person praying for the campus of Liberty University, the students, the staff, everything Liberty-wise. There's always someone who has a shift for praying, and they pray in the prayer chapel. And I thought that was really cool, and I love that. And so that was a cute little thing to know. Okay, next is, and this is a pretty common thing on college campuses, so keep that in mind. There's always construction going on everywhere. I mean, it was like that at my last university. It's probably like that at your university if you go somewhere else that's not Liberty or ODU, because ODU is where I used to go. There is always construction, and so if you're going to college, you're gonna find that happens a lot. But especially with Liberty, like, there's always a road closed or a sidewalk closed, and it's not a big deal, but you just have to be prepared because there's gonna be a lot of detours, or you might want to leave for class a little bit earlier because chances are they're probably building something on your route to the boss. All right, number 3. Okay, I had to make sure I was holding up 3 fingers. Anyways, okay, number 3, there's a vibe about Sundays at Liberty, and I feel like, yes, this is applicable to more than just Liberty. Like, if you go to church on Sundays, you kind of know, like, Sundays have a feeling. It's very comfortable, very peaceful. Everything just is, like, harmonious, I feel like. And it's like that at Liberty, but I don't know, there's something about Sundays, like, everyone's in their church clothes, everyone's just, you know, freshly filled with the word, everyone goes to church, you know, you see people at the rot, everyone's, like, in a good mood, and then, you know, like, people are working on homework, it's not a busy day, and so there's something about Sundays, there's a vibe, and I love it. I love how just happy and peaceful everyone is on Sundays. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Don't, like, hide in your room on Sundays. Get out, go to church, make sure, go to the Rock. A lot of people go to the Rock because it's, like, one of the dining places that are open. Number 4, the 4th thing that I wish I knew before coming to Liberty is coffee shops are a very big thing at Liberty. Wasn't like that at my old school, but everyone goes to either Gulf Park or Dublin. Like, I feel like it's like Team Edward or Team Jacob. Like, people go to Gulf Park and they go to Dublin, and Gulf Park is more bright, and they're both hipstery, but I would classify it as Gulf Park is more bright and there's more lights, versus Dublin, it's a little bit darker. I would say cozier is the right word, and it feels softer. I think that's the best way to put it. Like, Gulf Park, bright, busy. Dublin, gym, cozy. And I feel like I'm starting to like Dublin a little bit more just because it's easier for me to get work done there. So yeah, I mean, that's my personal preference. I'm gonna be trying more coffee shops, but yeah, coffee shops are a very big thing at Liberty, so get hip if you're not already. Number 5, okay, dating culture. yes, it has to be talked about. You guys ask me this a lot, so I think it's only right to address it. Here's the thing. This is what I put as my note, as my 5th thing. Dating culture isn't as serious as people make it out to be, but now that I'm standing here, I don't think that's necessarily correct. That's the right and best way to put this without offending anybody. There's no such thing as dating culture at Liberty. There's not, okay? Not to my knowledge, but there is, however, marriage culture or single culture. I don't know what it is. And like, obviously this isn't everybody. I'm not coming at certain people, so don't look into things that aren't there. This is just what I've gathered and what I've seen like my friends go through, what I've gone through, and a lot of girls that I talk to, we've had this conversation. So boys, especially my Liberty boys, if you're watching this, this is just a conversation that all of us girls have. So yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but at Liberty, it's like, guys don't date you unless they know they want to marry you. Obviously not really, but it's like there's no in between, especially going to a secular university beforehand. Like, I've been on dates before, I've seen a lot before, and it's very different going from that university to Liberty. I mean, that makes sense, of course, it's a secular university and going to a private university, but I think we fail to keep in mind that you go out on a date to get to know somebody, so you don't have to be like 100% committed to go out on a date, and it's not a bad thing to pursue. All my male specimens out there, whether you go to Liberty or not, you don't pursue. You know that verse, he who finds a wife finds a good thing? Find is an action. Find is a verb, so we have to pursue. But I mean, if you're not feeling someone, you're not feeling someone. But yeah, sorry, I just like went on a tangent. I don't know how much I'm gonna keep of this in. But yeah, dating culture, honestly, I wouldn't say it's a thing. It's not that serious, like Ring My Spring. Like, I wouldn't say it's more of a joke, if we're gonna keep it real. Ring My Spring is more of a joke. You're in that 1% that's in the dating culture, good for you. Can't relate. Number 6, okay, this one is kind of, for me, I mean, I don't know if I can say this is true for everybody, but it's something that I noticed my first semester was, it's a very big campus. Yes, of course. But I feel like more often than not, you don't run into your friends, you don't run into the people that you want to see, you run into the people that you don't want to see. Like, people that you may not be on the best of terms with, or guys that you used to talk to but don't talk to anymore. And like, you know, like there's kind of like, like some feelings. I've had a few conversations with my friends, and it's not just me, like they've experienced the same thing too. This semester it's not as intense, and I don't know why I put this in there. I don't know why I felt the need to put this in there, but it was something that I really noticed, and it was like a reoccurring thing in my life. So if that happens to you, don't be surprised. All right, number 7, this is about the dorms. This is tea on the dorms. So for freshmen and sophomores, I think the best place to live would be Commons 1, 2, or 3. If I were a freshman or sophomore, I would have loved to live in Commons, and there were some moments where I kind of wish that I lived in Commons last semester, but now that I kind of see like how things are and like dorm life and everything, so yeah, I recommend Commons if you're a freshman or sophomore. But if you are like an upperclassman, you know, if you're a junior or senior, I recommend the Hill or East. Those are great places. Hill's super cute. I love the lights that they have. And East, I think if you have a good group of friends, or even if you have a good group of ladies who you haven't met yet, East would be a great time. But the community on East is not very good. Honestly, you can live wherever in whatever grade you're in, but yeah, I would just keep that in mind. That's my helpful suggestions, and usually if you're upperclassman, you'll get an apartment anyways, because let's be real, when you're like 21, 22, 23, the last thing that you want to do is have to be back for curfew. And also, to kind of go along with this was another point, but I figured like it has to do with dorms, so I'm gonna keep them the same thing, is a lot of people hate on South Tower. It's actually funny because our campus pastor, David Nasser, he didn't make it, but he totally like plugged someone who made a shirt at Liberty that is praising South Tower. I don't have anything to say about South Tower. I don't think anything's wrong with them, but it is only for females, and so some people, they like to hate on it and whatnot. And honestly, I haven't heard the best things about like the community there, but my personal opinion, can't say anything. That's just what I've heard. So that's my spiel on the dorms. Number 8 is that classes are more rigorous here than at my old university. And like I mentioned earlier, I did go to a secular public university before coming to Liberty, which is a private Christian university. And if you guys want like a comparing the two, like secular versus private schools, like that's something that I've been wanting to make since before I even started my channel. So if that's a video that you would want to see, definitely let me know. I would love to make that. I have a lot of experience and there's so many things that are different about the two, as you can imagine. So yeah, definitely let me know. But yeah, the classes really threw me for a loop here at Liberty. A lot more challenging. It's not as easy to slack off, and not that you should be slacking off. Just keep that in mind. Don't come to Liberty and want to slack off. Come in prepared to do the work. Number 9. All right, we only have one more left after this one, but number 9 is we're going back to the meal plans. Meal plans, you can actually only use your meal plan once every hour. Now, yes, that's a lot of times, yes. But if you swipe into the raw and you go in real quick and then you leave and you're like, I actually want to go to Garbanzo, you have to wait an hour from when you last swiped your ID, your meal plan. So, I mean, if you're a commuter and you have a commuter plan, you're probably not going to be swiping every hour. But if you have like the plus plan or the basic plan that's like right under the plus plan, then you have a lot of swipes to use, but you have to wait an hour in between swipes. And that brings us to the last thing that I wish I knew before coming to Liberty University is curfew. I knew about curfew, girl. I knew about curfew. Sunday through Thursday, curfew 12 a.m. However, I also knew that Friday and Saturday you had an extra 30 minutes, so your curfew was 12:30 a.m. But what I didn't know is that Wednesday curfew is actually 10 p.m. And this is because of campus community night. Now, things are a little different with Campus Com because they're having 2 services as of now because of COVID, one at 6 and one at 8. But usually Campus Com is at 8 p.m. and then after you have your community groups, which brings you to like 10 p.m. So the reason behind it is kind of encouraging you to go to community groups, or else you kind of just have to hang out in your quad. I don't think you can sign yourself out. That I don't know. Like if you're 20 and up, I was told you can't, but I feel like different buildings say different things. I don't think it's a unified, I don't know. Liberty University, if you're watching this, comment down below. Ask someone else if you're like 20 or older if you can sign out. That's something that I actually wish I would have known, and I kind of still want to know. So, I mean, it's not going to affect me because I don't live in a dorm anymore, but yeah. That was 10 things that I wish I knew before going to Liberty University. Like I said, I have a lot more. So if you want a part 3, I would love to make that for you guys. I want to make content that you guys want to see. So let me know. Give me a comment. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you can be notified every time I upload a brand new video. I love you guys so much. I'm so thankful for this platform. Literally, my channel is like my own happy little outlet, and it means the world to me. So thank you guys who watch my videos, who like them, who support me, and who subscribe. It's everything to me. So may the Lord bless you, may he keep you, may he make his radiant, beautiful face shine upon you. I will see you in the next one. Bye.